Hi everybody, I'm Jeff.
I'm Linda.
And tonight we're here in Yorktown, about to enter the Great Valley. And through this valley goes what's known as Great Valley Road,
Right.
which was one of the main roads that led down to the waterfront back in colonial times.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of imports were brought up along this road, including all the slaves that were brought into Yorktown.
That's right.
Now, of course, this has left its imprint on this area, and there's quite a few stories of paranormal activity along this road.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, we're here at a location that we know the history of because we want to experiment and review this app.
Yes.
What is this app, Linda?
The app is the Necrophonics app. It's a very popular one nowadays. Some people, you even have to purchase it, I believe. It's like $10 or something to be able to get it. And some people have contacted us and said that they think that the app really works for them. And so we wanted to definitely get this downloaded to my phone, try it out, and see if we could pick up some responses that may relate to the hauntings on this road.
So let's go ahead and enter the Great Valley. And you can barely see up here as the lights from the parking lot dim. It's a pitch black road. It really is. More so a path at this point that just kind of leads through the woods up to the main street of Yorktown.
It's very cool right here.
It is.
Compared to the rest of the area.
And perhaps once we get out of the tall grass, the mosquitoes will be less.
There's a light up here on the right-hand side, almost like eye shine.
Eye shine.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it through the viewfinder here.
I don't see it anymore.
I see a figure on the road. I'm going to take a picture. Now, when I take pictures at a location like this, or any location that's rumored to have paranormal activity, I take 3 pictures in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That way you have 2 norms to compare it to.
Right.
You get an anomaly in one of the pictures, and you have 2 other pictures to say, look, it's not there on both of these.
Yes.
Now, as I was scrolling through these pictures, you could see what looks like a mist kind of in the picture, and it kind of moves in some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that's actually a mist. There's a lot of little gnats, mosquitoes, insects that are flying by here pretty quick along this road.
Absolutely.
And especially with the iPhone, if you've ever taken a picture of a bug in motion, you'll see it as a streak.
Mm-hmm.
And they are faint on here, and when they're faint streaks and it's a bunch of them, it can appear as a mist. So that's what I think it is. But the figure is indeed a tree limb.
Yeah.
After closer analyzation.
Definite.
So let's wander a little further down the road here. I have to say, this is one of the more creepy locations in Yorktown.
Absolutely.
I think the only place that compares to this is Crawford Road. But Crawford Road, the fear is more so with the humans, the living.
Yeah.
Right? Along here, not so much, but it's one of those places. Sometimes you get this impending feeling to get out of here. Other times it's perfectly fine. I can't say exactly what it is tonight. It's kind of in between.
Well, we're probably about halfway up, right?
Yeah. Now let's
stop here.
Let's show the scenery around here as best we can.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Great Valley Road, along it is this bamboo forest that goes on for the length of the road pretty much. And you can indeed wander into this bamboo forest, as there are paths that go up through it here. Okay, and it's pretty eerie. I'll take you up and show you. Right, it's just bamboo as far as you can see. And this path, if we follow it around, watching for danger noodles, of course, walking through several cobwebs, this actually will lead us up to the top of Cornwallis Cave. But this is what we have over here. It's dense, it's thick. There should not be anybody in here, but I will show you. The slightest sound like especially in the winter time, because in the winter time you don't have the crowd of people down below at the waterfront. And when the slightest breeze knocks into the bamboo and hits it against each other, it sounds like a wood knock. All right? It's kind of cool. I wonder if we should take it. We'll make some good wood knocks.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my new wood knocking stick for our Bigfoot expedition next weekend, I think.
So we have the Necrophonic app pulled up. This is my Android phone, and you can see the intro screen. This is basically the entirety of it. There really aren't any other screens in here. It's a fairly simple app. You have the name, of course, across the top. You have the word start. Then you have these options of echo and reverb. And then you have a white noise option. If you use the white noise option, I'll show you what it does. If I can turn my phone up so you can hear it. That basically just turns on this white noise, this crackling, staticky sort of noise that comes on.
But it's not a steady white noise.
No, it's not. For some reason, it's not steady. But the other ones, the echo and the reverb on both sides here of this, like, I don't know what that is, but that's controlled by this. So when you push start, you can see the app glitches a little bit. See, it's got the little lines that come across.
Added effect.
It is added effect. There's no real function for that we can find.
There's not like a ghost out here sticking his finger in your phone and wiggling it around.
No, that's definitely not happening. But right now, it's on the standard. It's got also... See, it's got the echo.
Okay, I'm killing this light right now, so we're going kind of lights out here.
Yep. Now, so that's what that sounds like. When you put the reverb on, it's kind of like talking in a concrete tomb.
Oh, and the echo is creepier. The reverb, I mean.
The reverb, it is creepier. So what I'm going to do, I have my digital voice recorder here as well. You can see that going, okay? This is the Tascam. I'm going to start this as well, just to record whatever comes out of here. Because sometimes it seems like whatever you hear coming out of these sort of apps, or even out of a spirit box, you don't actually hear the right thing. If you record it, you can take that audio into something like Audacity, like an audio analysis software later on. You can go back through it, you can rewind it, you can play it again, rewind it, play it again, so that you can see exactly what was said. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. So I got my solid red light. That means we're on, we're rolling. And we've got this going. So should we ask some questions?
We probably should. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm Jeff.
I'm Linda.
And we're out here along this road, wanting to know who else might be out here with us. And this light that is in Linda's hand, this thing that's lighting up with words on it, people tell us that it's a communication device that you may be able to use to communicate with us. If that is the case, please, we want to know if this thing works. Could you tell us, where are you from? Who brought you to this land? How many of your people walked up this road?
So I have to say, whatever's coming out of here sounds really creepy. That's probably on purpose. I mean, really, it's going to be one of those things that's supposed to entertain as well. And whether or not it actually works remains to be seen. What comes out seems to be just bits and pieces of words, not even full words. I did think I heard help there at one time. And
Sounds like that would be stereotypical for
I
an
think
app like
that would
this.
be pretty typical. Yes, absolutely. So, but because we have the digital voice recorder going as well, we can always go back at a later date and we can analyze that and we can bring that to you as well, so that you have a chance to hear what was actually said.
Are you a merchant? What do you sell? What is your trade? Who is the governor? I will say with this app, one thing that throws me off about it, or I should say turns me off of it, is the glitching on the screen. Because right off the bat, I'm seeing that there are some theatrics involved in this app.
Yes.
So the intention, at least one of the intentions, whether or not they intended to actually communicate with spirits, one of the main intentions is for it to give you a creepy vibe.
Yes.
For you to turn on, you see that glitchy screen like you do on The Ring when the girl's about to crawl out of the TV screen. You have this creepy echo, this creepy reverb, some eerie voices coming through it that I don't believe are the spirits' voices by any means. And that's the downfall I see with the app right off the bat. There are some more sophisticated apps that seem like they are at least intended for paranormal investigation. Whether or not they actually work, that's a whole nother question that's up for debate. Is there anything you would like to tell us? We want to get your story out there. Tell us your story.
That was weird.
Sounded like fell in love.
Definitely sound like part of a song.
One thing I like to try out with these apps too is I throw out random sayings, phrases,
Right.
to see if it actually takes my voice, mixes it around, and throws it back.
Brings it back, yeah.
I haven't noticed that happening with this app though.
No.
Who is Clyde? Is Clyde here? Now I heard no, and I heard leave. Clyde is a name that I made up. I don't know of any association with a Clyde in Yorktown.
I was wondering who Clyde was too.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if it would throw that name back at me, like it would come back and say Clyde, like it was listening to me.
Yeah.
But it did say no, which was interesting. Could have been a coincidence, but also this thing could be, coming up with the normal answers that would be to questions.
Yes.
Because a lot of people will probably ask yes or no questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. And I heard leave, which would be an eerie response, right?
Yeah. But again, somewhat typical.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. But once again, it would go with the theatrics.
It would.
We got the cracking screen. We got help.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Thomas here with us? Do you know Thomas?
What?
I have to say that was interesting. It sounded like a little kid's voice that said, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear
You know
that.
what I mean?
I didn't pick that
And
up.
then, we'll have to review it, but it almost sounded like it said Thomas back at me.
Yeah.
And then it almost sounded like it started to say Nelson after that.
Could be.
Right? So I'm going to keep going here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate someone who is not associated with Yorktown and someone who is, to see if this is just random yeses and nos.
Yes.
Or not. Is Bradley here?
Yes.
Yeah. So I heard a yes.
There's definitely a yes in there. Yeah. Which makes me think that, yeah, it's going to throw back answers. Just normal yes and no answers every so often. It's going to throw that out there.
And one thing I'd like to know, though, is if you didn't hear the question, kind of like we do with the Spirit Box session,
yeah.
would you still have heard a yes? Because there are things in here, and if I didn't ask a yes or no question, would I still have heard that yes?
Right. I don't know. That was pretty clear.
Is Thomas Pate here? Almost sounded like I heard a Pate in there.
Could be.
Then again, my brain was triggered to listen for that.
Yes.
You know?
Another word I've heard a couple of times now is secret.
Secret. Ooh.
It said secret a couple of times. Yeah. And that may be one of those things for theatrics.
Right.
Somebody says the secret.
What is the secret?
Yeah. Then it makes people go, ooh, I want to know the secret.
That's right. How about Thomas Sessions? Is Mr. Sessions here with us today?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard a yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also makes me wonder if we were to set this down and not ask any questions at all, how many times we would actually hear yes or no throughout the entirety of maybe, say, a minute or two.
Right. Or don't ask yes or no question.
Right. Exactly.
Who is the man that is standing at the end of this road? I heard yeah again.
Did you? Man. Boat.
Boat or book? I heard book.
I heard boat. I think it was too long of an O to be like a book. But if it did say boat, then that certainly is one of the things that relates here, because these slaves were brought in across the Atlantic on a boat. It was a terrible time for them. They were taken off and marched up here to the auction blocks up on Main Street.
Do you have any money? That was a yes or no question. Where does this path lead? What happens if I walk up this path?
Linda's left alone.
Is that what it said?
No.
It'd be funny if it did, right? Or maybe she's not alone. Ooh.
How long were you on the boat?
that sounded like a typical ghost sound right there.
Yeah. Ooh. Fear or hear. Now, we have to keep in mind, too, that a lot of the slaves that were marched up this road to the auction block were straight off of the boat, and they would not speak English. So I've been kind of keeping my ear out for something that sounded more like a West African sort of language as well. But I haven't heard anything.
I would also think, though, aside from the slaves, a lot of the spirits that are here might be from colonial times.
Yes.
And they're probably not really sure how to work this app.
Maybe. But there were a lot of exports here as well. The tobacco was brought down straight down this road.
That's right.
An adjoining road, another road here.
Tobacco Road over there.
Yeah, Tobacco Road, and down to the waterfront.
Yeah, so we might be stuck here because, you know, these people may not know how to work this app.
Would any spirit know how to work an app?
I don't know
I don't get about
how to
the
work it.
apps.
I don't know how to work it, so I'm not sure that, I'm not sure that when I die, I'm going to be smarter and somehow be able to work this app.
Right. You don't gain some sort of superpowers after you die. You know, you die, you have the same conscience, you have the same mind that you died with.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't all of a sudden gain these extra powers to be able to take your brain and reach into a little box, electronic box.
Right. And if my research, according to my research, Patrick Swayze had to even learn how to touch stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
He didn't
consider
even know
that.
how to touch it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something to think about.
That's right.